So now we've created our first template, and the next step would be to create a campaign. Okay, so come up here to campaigns. You could also click here on the right and go create a campaign. Then it asks you what kind of campaign would you like to create. Let's say you want to create an email. Okay, and then let's set up the campaign name as, say, campaign or just newsletter. And then begin. And then what you do here is in the newsletter campaign that we've created, you can actually edit the name. Let's decide who the recipients will be. So who are we going to send these to? Now, remember when we created lists before? The reason we did that is because now we could choose our list. We could say Joe's Cupcakes newsletter. Boom. And then from there, if you had segmented the list itself, you could choose which segment. For example, new subscribers, active subscribers, etc. And that really helps you narrow down who you're sending it to. And that's why segmenting is important, as we had discussed previously. So if you want to do a personalized to field, you click here, and then the merge tag that you would utilize is either first name, or first name, last name. Let's choose both. That way, when you send it out, it's going to say, hello, Joe Smith, for example, instead of just hello customer. But you could also have valued customer in there, as I had demonstrated to you. So in case they haven't provided their name, at least it's going to say something, and it won't, not make any sense. So now that we have all this set up, okay, go ahead and say save. Then we can add who it's from. So let's say it's from Joe Smith at samudemydemo@gmail.com. That's the email address it's from, and we're happy with all of this. Save. Then we need to set up a subject for this campaign that we're sending out. So add subject. The subject is going to be newsletter for February. Or let's say newsletter for December, for example. All right, doesn't matter what it is. We'll just call it a newsletter. And then preview text is going to be what they can preview. It appears in the inbox after the subject line. And so we could leave it blank if we'd like to, or we could say something like that. Just save it. And this is all going to be customized based on what you're doing for your business. But this is just to show you how it works. And then see here where it says design email. Go ahead and click that. Now you can go ahead and design it if you'd like, or you could select a template. Now remember we designed our own template that we were working on? So in order to retrieve one of those designs, we would click saved templates up here. And here's our two saved templates. Remember this one that we had been working on for the furniture? Let's click it. And then click, and then you before you click save and close, you could update anything you'd like in here. Okay, so you update and then you click, and it's going to move it right over to here. And then give it a minute. There it goes. This allows you to preview it. So if you click on it, you could preview it. You can also send a test email to any email address that's yours so that you can see what it's going to look like before you send it out to hundreds or thousands of people. And then here it's going to show you any errors that might be taking place. For example, we'll add the required Monkey Rewards badge to your footer. That's obvious because you don't have a paid account here. And then a plain text version of this email will be included automatically. That's always good too. And then you could also share your campaign on Facebook or Twitter if you have that connected to your MailChimp account. Okay? So if you decide you want to make any changes, you can always go in and edit. For example, we're sending this out to these 4 recipients, I'm going to edit this right now. And I'm going to change it from, actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and send it there. I wanted it to be sent to another email. So before we do that, let's create a list really quick. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want it to just be sent to our email here, the Sam. All right. And we'll set up this list. Let's enable double opt-in so you can see what it's going to look like when it actually comes through. Okay, so let's add one person to this list that we're working on here, and that's just going to be us, so that we can see what it looks like when it comes in. Okay, so let's just add this email that we're using right now. And we don't need any of that. Person, give us and subscribe. Perfect. So now let's go back to our campaigns, and we were working on a campaign already, this newsletter one. So if you ever leave it, and this is a perfect demonstration of that, because if you ever leave it like we just did and make some other changes, when you come back, it'll be right here under your campaigns. And then we could click on it right here, and then just move forward as we were. So let's edit the recipients, okay? Instead of going to Joe's Cupcake newsletter, let's just send it to Sam. We've created our own list that's just this email that we're looking at. Okay? And then save. And then, actually, one other thing. Remember how when we created this, we didn't have a first name, last name that we put in here for Sam? So let's add that. Oh, actually we did. We have Sam Udemy. Okay, my bad. So back to the campaigns. So we've changed it so that it's now going to be sent to us, so we can actually see how that process works. Okay. So let's go ahead and send. So when you go to send the email, it's going to show you that you're about to send it. This is kind of funny how it makes it look like you're pushing some kind of red button that does something crazy. And then it shows how many subscribers and then send. And now it's been sent. High fives. Okay. So what you could do after that is come back to campaigns. And you can see how many people have opened it and how many clicks. So let's open this. Go to Gmail. And let's check it out. Sam Udemy demo. Oops. This is what happens when you use a different password for your Udemy than you do for your than you use for your actual Gmail account. All right, so we're in, and as you can see, shows what we've done with MailChimp, all the updates we've done. But for some reason, did not send us. Oh, okay. So for some reason, it put it in the promotions section of my Gmail account here. There it is. You see that? It says newsletter. So that's what we just received. And as you could see, it looks pretty much exactly the way we designed it. And we hadn't done much to it, but it came out looking the way it was supposed to. Now let's go ahead and click on it, even though it's not going to take us anywhere. See? So we're trying to click, but we never added a URL. So at least we know that we're getting the email. Okay? So let's go back. So now when we come back here and we refresh, go to campaigns, you'll be able to see, and it might not show up instantly, but once you refresh a certain amount of times and give it some time, it's going to show that this email was actually opened. And you'll be able to actually view a report to see the open rate. It does show that it was delivered. It just doesn't show it's opened because sometimes it needs some time to actually register whether it was opened or not. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and you come back and you will see that change take effect.